Hello and welcome to the season finale. Impact Media presents KSU Owls, GSU Panthers game day pregame show. I'm Jeremy the Impact York right here at Georgia State Stadium. I'm out here. It's still lightly raining. It's not too bad. I am going to preview both games because, it's the season finale for the Kennesaw Owls. Today is their last game of the year before potentially looking at playoffs, where this is the last home game of the year for the Georgia State Panthers. So unless I do one for next week's away game, probably the last Panthers regular season as well. We do want to get into the Kennesaw game first day at 2 o'clock, same time as this game. Both games kick off at 2. I'm here. But the KSU Owls have the home game at Fifth Third Bank Stadium. Yep, action at the fraction, as the great John Nelson would say. They will host the Gardner-Webb Bulldogs. Now, Gardner-Webb is coming in at 3-8, and a lot of people would say, well, this is a game that should be a pushover. Not necessarily, because Gardner-Webb can do the very same thing that I'm going to tell you here in a minute that South Alabama can do. Just because their postseason doesn't look like a viable thing, you can disrupt somebody else's season, and that's exactly what it looks like they're going to try to do. A little bit about Gardner-Webb. Their top runner is Jalen Cagle. Jalen Cagle is quite the runner. He is going to be very elusive. He is going to be very, very difficult to try to bring down. I think our Owls can do that. Kalen Whitlow is the quarterback. He has 1,857 yards. And he also has 18 touchdowns on the year. Now, the top wide receiver for them is Isaiah Gapings. He has 10 touchdowns and 929 yards. Some of the big guys on the defense, you've got Darian Reynolds, who has 117 tackles. You got Cade Hamilton, who has 78 tackles. They have a lot of quarterback rushes and quarterback hurries, not that many sacks. They're only averaging about one a game. They have 10 at the moment. Now, let's get into our KSU Owls. Of course, on the defense, we know Bryson Armstrong, Kareem Taylor, Demetrius Petway. Those guys are going to be just ready to go, and I can't wait to see what all they get into there. I'm going to be watching in the press box as this game is unfolding. Daniel David may be the starter today for KSU. If I was him, nothing personal, Daniel is an incredible guy. He is just fantastic. You got to ride the hot hand. I think Tommy Bryant needs to start. He's the one that's been taking over right there. Shout out to everybody on that offensive line who also keeps things really moving. And they set up people like Bronson, like Kevin Ficklin, like Shaq Terry, like Glover. There's no telling who's going to break out today. I'm actually going to say Bronson's going to break another 40-yard touchdown run, and I'm going to say Shaq Terry accounts for at least 2. Now, let's move on into Georgia State. As I see former Georgia State Panther great DeMarcus Kirk is watching the show right now. How you doing, DeMarcus? Shout out to everybody watching. Appreciate it. South Alabama's going to come in here. They got Desmond Trotter. He can really sling the ball around. They've got Trey Minner, and they've got Carlos Davis. Those guys can really get after. They can really get down the field. We're going to have to keep our eye on them. As far as their big-time receivers, they run kind of a weird spot there, but David Flanoid, Zach Crosby, you got to watch out for Kawan Baker and Jalen Tolbert. Tolbert. They can really get down the field as well. On defense, Jeffrey Watley and Sean Brown and Jordan Beaton are slowly and quietly having pretty good years. We're going to have to keep our eye on them. And free safety DJ Daniels is always a threat to take down and swat the home run tries by our Georgia State Panthers. Now let's talk about those Panthers. As we know, on defense, we got Victor Hayward, we got Terry Thomas, we got Dante Wilson. I could go up and down this list. You guys know who they are. Zach Dixon, Stevens McQueen, who is just, that guy is incredible. I love watching him play. We can't forget Chris Bacon has made some big plays here lately. We can't forget Quavian White is another guy who is quietly having a really, really good season. They're going to lay the hammer on the South Alabama offense today. Of course, we've got Brandon Wright, doing the kicking and punting. They have let Oliver Holdenson do a little bit here and there, but either way, I feel real good about the kicking game. I don't think it's going to be that big of a factor. Now let's go to the offense. Dan's playing. Dan, I saw him out there a minute ago. Dan Ellington, Dan the Man Ellington, hashtag Warrior, got the torn ACL or partially torn. I don't know if his knee is even still there. But I know Dan's there, and Dan's ready to play, and he's ready to finish out this regular season and get ready for the postseason, wherever this bowl game is going to take us. They're not going to let somebody like South Alabama come in here and wreck their potential bowl status, or not their bowl status, but where they could potentially go. Trey Barnett and Destin Coates, I think both of them are going to go for at least 90 apiece as well. If you can get them going early, it's just going to add on to the home run years they have already had. I do think, I'm going to say Jonathan Ifedi is going to have a big catch today. And so is, let me find him, there he is, Aubrey Payne. He's going to be in the end zone again today too. You just got to watch. We got to see how mobile Dan's going to be. If he's going to be a pocket quarterback and not move around as much, we got to change our game plan up a little bit. But I know Coach Elliott is going to have these guys ready to play. But that's going to do it for the pre-show. Appreciate everybody hanging out here and tuning in. Whether you see this live or whether you see it somewhere down the road, we definitely appreciate it. We have reopened our YouTube channel, so definitely go look for the Impact Media channel there. We will be putting these videos up on there as well. But I'm Jeremy the Impact Org. We will see you guys at halftime with updates on both games. Go Owls, go Panthers.